Welcome to Mug TCC. This is Mug Tucker, and today we have here the PQs of this weekend that happened this weekend, and we have 14 starting with this winner, this Gasaxi CL winner. And first of all, we have a bunch of different lists. I'm going to show the list here in this video. We have like some surprises like Kazuda Tarkintown, Sabine Tarkintown. This one we need to talk about later, this Mother Cells in green, because this was the first planetary qualifier limited, and we're going to talk about this. We have some item horde control item that's a vault. We have this one is a show that was not a PQ, but yeah, we have two Boba's Delta Vault, which is pretty amazing. Kazuda, like I said. So the first thing here is we have 14 PQs this weekend, and only 4 of those winners played with Force Row, and 2 of those winners is Quillan Tarkintown. That is already a deck that don't get too many buffs from the Neo set, like maybe Depa Bilaba, or just like this, maybe Adgalia. We don't have too much upgrades from this deck to this deck from this set to this deck. So, and they already use Force Row like since set 3, so we can say that only of these 14 decks, only 2 is new decks that abuse Force Row, you know, like new decks, like this Han Solo 2 and this Kylo Ren Tarkintown. So yeah, maybe we don't need to do something with Force Row. We have a pretty decent meta here, you know, diversified. Let's see here this PQ with the Boba Delta Vault. First, don't use Force Row. The second, don't use it. The 3, 4, don't use it. Like anyone here, just Quillan, you know. And like I said before, it's a deck that already used Force Row before, so whatever. And let me pick another one. Let's go with this item here. We have Force Row for sure with Mother 1000. I don't think we saw Force Row here in this Han Solo. I'm pretty sure not. Maybe in this Anakin and Kylo Ren. So most of the top 8 don't use Force Row. So yeah, we have a pretty decent meta here, pretty healthy meta, I think, with all of this Force Row situation that all of the players was complaining about. So now let's start to see the list. So I'm going to show here a list that is different because I think no one wants to see like Sabine, ACL, Han Solo 2 blue again. So I'm going to pick like the different decks that made top 8, top 4, or 1, like this one, this Boba Fett Delta Vault 1 PQ. And here we can talk about this Dornier Gunship that I think is the most different card we have here. I think the list is before don't play with it, and I really like this one because when I was playing against Boba Fett Delta Vault, I always tried to defeat all the space units because I don't want him to deploy and do a bunch of damage in the next turn with it. So the Dornier Gunship is a hard one to defeat because you can play before of the turn of the deploy, and it's a 4/6 like open fire can't defeat. If opponent will play like Force Row to defeat it, like Force Row itself, he needs to discard a cost 6 or higher from his hand, so it's kind of bad. So most of the other lists, like before, they play like first spray in the turn 4, because it's a 4/4, then you could just defeat off open fire and kind of stuff. So it's really easy to defeat, but now with this one, it's not that easy. And if you have like a bunch of units, you can just do a bunch of indirect damage, +1 with Boba Fett, looks really good. This one runs HQ for 7, Darth Vader I think is really good. You can play as a pilot here in the Time Bomber, and the opponent can't defeat, like if you're not playing Blue Villainy, like they can't use Popular Sand kind of stuff, because they not runs Blue Villainy. So it's hard for other decks to deal with this because it's a 3/7, so we have a bunch of HP. It can't defeat like Green Squadrons, like turn 1 space units, and you can't take Fel the Dragon the next turn like with 4 resources because I only have 3 attack. So, but it's dealing 400 damage because we have 3 here and +1 with Boba Fett. You still have the Darth Vader ability here, the damage, so it's just insane. And here we have another Boba Fett Delta Vault 1. This one is different. We have 3 Wolfies in the main deck. This one not even runs in the sideboard, so this guy's triggered with healing for sure. Prototype, Tide Advanced, Strike Ship. We have this different. We have the MC30, 3 Shuttle here that the other one don't runs. This don't run with Darth Vader, but yeah, we have some slight differences here. This one runs with Salvage. Dawn runs with Supply's Technician. The only ramp here is Resupply. So yeah, we have like the same deck but with different cards, you know, which is good. Now we need to talk about this Planetary Qualifier from Rochester. Like I said before, I saw this and said, okay, I really want to play in this city because look at this meta. But then I read Planetary Qualifier Limited. So this one was the first Planetary Qualifier that is a pre-release, like almost like a pre-release, is a limited format, you know? You're going to open like six boosters and try to build the deck. And it looks like we already had the tire ass for this specific meta, like the limited one, right? Looks like 1000 green is the best deck because like we have 3000 green, the 3000 green in its first, second, and third place. So if you're going to play a Planetary Qualifier Limited, try to build another 1000 green, right? Okay, here we have a second place, Darth Vader Blue. It is a different one, but yeah, it's different than the yellow one. I think most of the players will not know how to play against because we have some tricky things to do. We can play Covering the Wing, giving shield maybe to Victor Leader, avoiding removals that is only damage, like Open Fire, like Force Throw. We have Item Verge that is an amazing pilot for sure. You can play like 2 units turn 1, then one of them you can play Item, and now you can attack for a bunch and have shield. We have removals like for the Dragon. We have the Survivor's God, like you can move the upgrade. So maybe you can play like Item Verge turn 2. Then in turn 4 you can attack with your unit that have Item. You can play Survivors and move Item to another unit, attack again, so you can attack for +3 this way, or you can move your opponent's shield or tokens or upgrades, I don't know. We have Malevolence that we can play really cheap because we have a bunch of tokens, so we can play this for 5 like that easy because we can just defeat 2 TIE Fighter tokens. Maybe you can play this for less because it's exploit 4, so you can play this for only 1 if you have 4 TIE Fighter tokens. And when you deploy Vader, you create 2 TIE Fighter tokens, so you can just play this really easy, to be honest. Really good deck. So here we have Sabine Tarkintown. This one is a surprise for sure. Sabine Tarkintown, I think if you're going to play a PQ and you don't know the player that played this, like maybe this guy already played Sabine Tarkintown for a while in that seed and everyone knows, but if it's not the situation here, you probably will sit against Sabine Tarkintown and you think, okay, what I want to do against this specific deck, because I really don't know, I never faced this before. And it looks really good. We have like 1 Heroic Sacrifice, 1 Rebel Assault for 3, 1 Trench Run, 2 Armor to the Teeth. Like we have a bunch of pumps here, twice the Pride, and you can play twice the Pride in your opponent if you need. Like you don't have that in raid, and you can defeat your opponent's unit doing 2 damage. You can play twice the Pride in your opponent to do 2 damage because we have this one played here. Like this deck looks a lot like a Kylo Ren Tarkintown, like the Kylo Ren from set 2, but hero. Yeah, it's just this. Looks really fun. I'm probably going to record up here for the channel. Here we have Kazuda Tarkintown, the one that is a different deck too. I don't think we have too much to say here. The list looks like a decent Kazuda Tarkintown. We have the Stolen here that you can deploy. So now it is a 7-8. Really hard to handle with this Stolen when you deploy Kazuda there. We have a Spare the Target. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Spare the Target. Like, we didn't have too many cards that the opponent can play, like units that the opponent can play that have bounty to you just Spare the Target and collect the bounty. I think Waylay is better because we can bounce or Falcon sometimes. Like you can play, you have your Falcon there, you can take for 3, then you can Waylay your own Falcon, then play again and take for 3 again. Sometimes you can close games like this. Then you can't do with Spread Attack because you Spread Attack, you can only bounce enemy non-leader units. So yeah, and this one don't runs. Actually, forget everything that I said right now. I will say that he don't run for a cause, but yeah, he did run for a cause. So you need to play Spread Attack because this one is hero. You already have Stolen that is non-hero and Detonate. So if you play it with Waylay, you're supposed to have more non-hero cards. So forget everything that I said. Because he runs for a cause, just this. But if you play like Kazuda Yellow, for sure I would trade this Spread Attack for Waylay because you can do that play that I said. Here we have Darth Silk with Chancellor Palpatine blue with the Force, which is different, right? And I saw the list, and we don't have too many things to trigger the Force here, to be honest. But the cards that we can trigger with the Force is good, like Shadow Point, Thousand Assassin, and Darth Tyrannus. I think it's just this, right? Yep, it's just this. We have only 90 cards. Like, Darth Tyrannus don't even trigger the Force, but he have ambushed when you have the Force. But yeah, and this you need to expand the Force token. So the good thing here about this deck is they don't have the deck don't have like too many cards that to create the Force early, because like we have we have like this Yaddle for turn 1 and Yoda for turn 2. We have this 1-2 for turn 1, but the main thing here is you're not going to expand that token that fast, because you can only use in turn 3 with 4 resources. Maybe you already flip to play Darth Tyrannus with ambush. Maybe you already flip to play Thousand Assassin and defeat something. But if you don't have the forces, okay, like you can just play this one, this start for turn 1, this turn 2, whatever. You can create a token after that, because you don't it's not necessary the token in this deck, I think, because you don't have like a bunch of interactions. You literally don't interact with the force, so yeah, it's only for these 3 cards. We have Anakin and Darth Vader, and it's really good here in the deck because we have Chen Flurry. So you can play Anakin with Chen Flurry, then you can defeat, doing 5 damage, and maybe plus -3/-3 there, -3/-3 here. You can fit 3 units, or maybe 2 units, like 5 damage here, and -6/-6 in this one, because we have like hero and villainy cards in the discard pile for sure. We have Darth Vader to play with Chen Flurry too, so you can just defeat 2 units with it. Really good. And for the late game, we have Luke Skywalker to play Blast if you need it. Looks really good, this deck. I will try it for sure. Here we have the item version Data Vault. Hard control, I don't think we have too much to say here. This one don't runs with the Nebula Ignition, that like supposed to be like the 4th or the 5th Super Laser Blast. This one runs Ajit Kailas. I really like this card because you can draw a lot with it, maybe 2 cards. Sometimes you could, because you're going to play ambush, you're probably going to defeat a card, you're going to draw a card, then the next turn you can do something, draw a card again. So yeah, this deck runs with a bunch of removals. Your opponent will play some turn 1, you claim turn 2, you defeat. Your opponent will play something, you claim turn 3, you defeat. And you just do this, like, and go to the late game. We'll have a bunch of things. 3 Mauls, 3 Walkers, 2 Snokes, 3 Laser Blasts, 3 Avengers, 2 Devastator, 2 Annihilators in the main deck. It's just insane. And for the ramp, we'll have Rare Supply and Rare Supply Carry. We don't run here to play Technician, right? Here we have this Kylo Ren Tarkintown. Like I said, that Sabine Tarkintown looks like a lot like this deck. Is just really aggressive. This one made the top 8, is a good result for sure. This one runs with Darth Maul's lightsaber and Barry Fur. That is Barry Fur, I think, combo a lot with Kylo Ren, because when you attack, you discard a card from your hand, and Kylo Ren have for each card you have in hand, he lost 1 attack. So this fixed this. Yeah, I don't think we can say too much here. I think System Shock is a card that we don't see too much in this list, but it works. Dengar is a different one too. I don't know what he wants to do here with Dengar, to be honest, because yeah, he can play because you do the damage and the upgrade. Yeah, you do the damage in the unit that you put the upgrade. I don't know if you want to put upgrades in your opponent to do this damage. I think maybe it's here only for because cost 1, maybe, I don't know, but maybe. Yeah, and this is it. This is every deck that I want to show to you guys here. The different decks. I think this one is the one that I want to play the most and record here for the channel. This deck looks really amazing to play, really fun to play. The Sabine Tarkintown too, for sure. What do you guys want to see here in the channel? Say it here in the comment and see you in the next video.